Good morning, goeiemorgen, and kia ora.
More.
It's a nice one, eh?
Yes.
Kia ora. I've got my happy shirt on this morning. I always wear the shirt when I'm halfway happy or when I'm braaiing. You can't be unhappy when you're braaiing.
When you braai.
Yeah, braaiing. Braaiing for the English people is barbecue with coals
Okay.
and meat. Like biblical sacrifice time. So, all right. Guys, this morning we're chatting a bit about being happy in New Zealand. So, it actually comes from the fact that somebody said to me that they were a bit unhappy here, and we talked about why they were unhappy, and it came to the fact that they were just unhappy. Actually, there wasn't a very good reason for
Nothing to do with New
nothing to
Zealand.
do with New Zealand, but they were unhappy here. So they were in that state of mind that they are unhappy, but they focused it that they are unhappy here. And I'll put this up there. It says that the term happiness is used in the context of mental and emotional state, including positive and pleasant emotions running from contentment to intense joy. Intense joy. That's interesting.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things, if you're not happy within yourself, you won't
Yep.
be happy anywhere.
And the thing is, let's face it, there is unhappy people in this world.
They are.
Sadly enough, there is unhappy people in this world. So, good morning to Vanita on the other side, and Mora, somebody, a Facebook user. I'll get it to guys' net now in a while. Let's get this camera doesn't focus too lucky. It's better now. Yeah, you could basically be anywhere in the world and be unhappy. You could be on the most happiest place in the world and still be unhappy. So, what makes you happy in New Zealand for New Zealand? I'm putting you on the spot this morning.
No, there's not.
You can't say nothing is making you happy. I know we miss our kids and our grandchildren, but that's not enough to make me unhappy in New Zealand.
No, I don't think you should think about what's making you happy in New Zealand. It's what's making you happy.
Okay, so what is making you happy?
If you think, I was thinking about it this morning, if you're thinking about the 2 years that we've had with COVID, there are a lot of people that are unhappy at the moment, but it has got nothing to do with where you are. It is just the way that things are at the moment. I don't think anyone is very happy at the moment. I'm not unhappy.
Yeah, the main thing about being unhappy is it poisons you.
Yes.
And I actually think that the biggest poison you could ever put in your body is unhappiness.
You think what I think is you should just surround yourself by people that are positive and happy, instead of surrounding yourself with people that's moaning all the time and only has negative things to say. I mean, we also get negative, but then you try to pick each other up, or you I think if you just go and sit down and focus on how lucky you actually are and all the things around you that actually contributes to you being happy. Nonetheless, all the things that's out there at the moment that's making it difficult.
you got to basically make a list in your mind and say, accept all the unhappy things. I'm happy about this, and this, and that'll change your attitude. You got to change your own attitude. I can't go to Mariska and say, "Oh yes, I'm quickly going to change your attitude." That just gets me a duck back for the rest of the weekend. So. It's normally not a good idea.
Yeah,
so.
But you know what I also realized over the last few months is you have to do things, especially now that it's been almost 3 years since I last saw my kids. For you, it's almost 4. And it's getting really hard. It's on the point, we're at the point of when one of my friends started to talk to me about my kids, I start crying. So it's really not a good place to be in. So what I try to do now is fill my day up with things that makes my soul happy. So I know for you it's a little bit difficult at the moment because I'm almost never at home. There's always something that I want to do, whether it's a craft thing or whether it's spending time with friends, but I just need to fill myself with things at the moment that makes me feel a little bit more content, should I say?
I actually, sorry, this was without you. The other day that we were down there in the bush
Mm.
and we had no internet. And we had actually internet is a negative influence from outside.
Yes.
Actually, that's internet. You can get a lot of happy stuff on internet as well, but internet is.
What did you want to say?
I don't want to say shit. The internet is actually a very unhappy influence in your life, and especially if you tune into negative stuff. So the second you look up anything about South Africa, it's all negative, and that if it turns you negative.
And at the moment, when you look on Facebook or anywhere, all you see is COVID and it's
Vaccines
and it's whatever. So it's really, it doesn't
contribute to
any healthy,
being in a
happy
good place.
mindset at the moment. No.
And,
So
and popping there in the bush, I gotta say, we just talked to the other guys on the expedition this morning, and we're saying we're going to talk a bit more. But they were an hour or two in the morning, early in the morning, that let's say myself and Travis sat around the fire, and nobody said a word. But I was damn happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel content.
Content. It was quiet, and we saw Buck on the ridge, and just happy. I want to put some things up. Debbie Gray saying gratitude is the key to managing negativity.
Yes. And we have so much to be grateful for. I think if you start your day just by thinking what you have to be grateful for, you can't be other than be happy. Yeah.
Frankie Erasmus saying, sorry, this is on the other channel that I can't put on the Facebook or on the live feed. Frankie Erasmus saying, being happy is receiving a visa. Unhappiness is your country being banned 2 days earlier. That is a temporary thing. Vanita Urban saying, a lot of Kiwis say South Africans complain too much. I fully agree with that.
I agree.
But remember, we come from South Africa. That's what we used to do.
I think we bring that negativity with us. And it's difficult. I don't like negative people. So it's difficult for me to be in a situation where someone is negative all the time.
Have you seen you get people that are negative every day about everything?
I know so many people, if you ask them, how are you? It's like, oh, I'm doing okay.
You get somebody, they'll sit with a winning lotto ticket in their hand. There's just won $34 million. They'll say, you cannot be in 35. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, on that show, we need to ban this guy. Happiness is when the All Blacks lose against the Bokke. No. That's not happiness. This is probably a Sunday morning when the All Blacks have lost. It's the quietest time in New Zealand because nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
That game has never happened. It's one of those things. So, okay.
I think if you think about, do you want to read that?
Let me read that quickly. Happiness, absolutely. Your mindset is your biggest contributor to your happiness. Therefore, you create your own happiness.
That's true.
Fully agree with that.
That's true. It's in every situation. If you're not happy within yourself, you won't be happy in your marriage. You won't be happy with your children, in your work.
And comparing as well. There's another thing that makes you negative, right? Comparing.
Don't compare.
No, but it is. People compare.
I know.
I wish my husband would cut the grass a bit more.
That's not comparing.
Oh, is it not comparing?
Is if you say, I wish my husband was like that one's husband. That's comparing.
Okay. Oh, I wish my husband was like Brad Pitt.
I don't like Brad Pitt. Richard Gere.
He's an old bully, man.
Yeah.
So
I think if you what do you say?
Marisa Herman saying when the All Blacks lose, violence against women increases in New Zealand. That is probably so. Yeah. Oh wow. Let's get off the topic of rugby because that could lead to unhappiness and happiness for both camps at the same time. So
I think if you take something that is making you a little bit unhappy at the moment, and you think something that you're grateful for, that you can substitute that negativity for, like for example, I'm very sad that I can't see my children at the moment. But I'm grateful for technology. At least I can see them and speak to them. I can phone his mom, and my mom had birthdays this week. So we could actually see their faces and speak to them. And it could have been so much worse, right?
We could have been on the letter writing thing.
Yes, or just not know what's going
hectic.
on. Yeah.
It's hectic.
Yeah.
Actually saw things yesterday that made me happy and unhappy at the same time.
Right.
Somebody said, my visa was approved. This is from the new visas that was opened yesterday. Do you know what happened thereafter? The site crashed.
Oh,
So it made me unhappy. So yeah, I know it's been I saw a lot of complaints about the site. I think they couldn't just handle the amount of people that was logging in. So
at least we know.
at least we know you can get your visa in one day.
Things are happening.
So,
yes.
Yeah, but I know Venita, very early this morning, we actually talked to each other. I think it was around about 4 o'clock or so. And she was already working. So tough times. It's tough times, but
I think she's also feeling grateful that she can help other people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would just like to see what the future will hold for us regarding visas, but that is a still uncertain part.
I think that's also something that you can focus on. If you are feeling unhappy, it really helps if you help someone else.
Yeah.
To give or to just be there for someone else, it gives you some kind of, I don't know, it just lifts you up.
Oh, yeah. So on that note, you're probably saying that let's give some money away this morning as well. Okay, we'll do that in about 10 minutes time. We'll give some money away this morning. So we've reached the 2nd of December. We are about 23 days from Christmas. Okay. Let that sink in. It's been a hectic up and down here. I think that week before Christmas we should do a bit of a video about what a year it has been.
Oh.
Yeah. Venita has promised me, and I know she's listening to me. Venita has promised me that next week we'll talk about visas and immigration a bit, so you can have a sleeping. She said that will make you happy this morning.
Yes. It's not the sleeping; it's just the getting up and getting ready so early in the morning.
Yeah, sometimes stuff happens in your life, and that makes you unhappy. It just happened, and it's not that you have done anything. I mean, but you got to put yourself, you got to turn your own mind around if this happens. And I know being out in New Zealand, you don't have your normal places where you can go to your happy places and happy people and your bright chommies sometimes that you had back in old countries. So you got to sometimes just put your mind to it and bring your mind together. This organ that we use between our ears is quite a mighty thing. So,
yeah, and you know what? You sometimes contribute to your own unhappiness.
That's what Jesus says. You cannot control what comes your way. Yep. But you can always control your response. We should choose to be happy.
Because can I tell you something?
Yeah. I was waiting for this one.
If you are happy, or you choose to be happy within yourself and you see all the good things, then when you have to wait in line for something, or if you're struggling on the phone with someone, you won't get that upset because that's not your focus. Your focus is you're happy. So I don't know, I just don't get that upset. I think it's because I choose not to. But for some people,
I actually,
it can be a struggle, can't it?
No, I've got my challenges. Last week, actually, I had to go and see somebody in a coffee shop. And the one problem was, I knew it was a lady. I didn't know what she was. Not at all.
Okay.
I've never seen a photo of her. I don't know if she's old or young or whatever. I didn't have the faintest idea who I would be looking for. So I thought, okay, walking to the door of this coffee shop, I should smile at everybody. And somewhere along the line, somebody would say, is it probably you? And I went in the coffee shop. I didn't know she wasn't there yet. And I smiled at everybody.
Well, isn't that a good thing?
And some people I even greeted.
Yes.
Morning, how are you? And they must have thought, geez, this guy.
You must make a habit of it. Just go sit in the coffee shop and just
this South African. He's probably got a new visa or something. So yeah,
Oh my goodness, yeah. Now I think if you speak to people, and they say they're unhappy, if you really get into a
yeah.
conversation with them, you'll realize that
Mm.
it's not really
I
unhappiness.
want
It's
to read
just other
this
stuff.
from the other side. Frankie Rasmus saying, after nearly 2 years of applying for jobs with either no feedback or rejection, happiness is getting an interview without applying for the job. Something like this changes the whole complexion of one's view of the future. I got to put something there to you, Frankie. It was 2 years waiting. I sometimes I get upset if stuff doesn't happen immediately for me. I'm one of those go get the persons. We do this, we get this, and we do that. And sometimes you just need to wait a bit, and then the right thing comes across your path.
Mm.
I sometimes want something and I can't get it, and I become frustrated with that. And then suddenly, that thing that I was looking for, something much better pops up. And this is the one thing. And I mean, yep, it causes some frustration for me, but it causes a lot of more happiness at the end of the day. I just need to control my own emotions when I do stuff like that. So
Or maybe you should just not want so much.
I feel the fact that I want a lot is a driving force for me.
Okay.
Other people are happy when they see the crew. I'm not like that. Let's hope 2022 is a better and more positive year for everybody, and hopefully we can have some kind of normality back in our lives. That comes from Lauren Lindeke.
I think it's coming. I think
Yeah.
it's coming. It will still not be the way
Yeah.
it used to be, but I think it will be
And
better. I think it will be
it,
better.
it currently looks like this Omicron or whatever the new virus name is a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. But I would rather sit with a bit of a knee-jerk reaction than something that could have been totally avoided. So I think the going forward rate for us probably would be that in 2022, the way they have said they are going to open will be the way they are going to open. I really think this
Yeah.
is going to happen.
I think they know they
Yeah.
can't keep us closed.
Because
Closed.
to be quite honest, New Zealand is suffering. New Zealand is suffering in a few ways. Point one, there's not enough people to employ here. I know we've got the lowest employment rate or unemployment rate in the world, but we do not have enough, how can I say, qualified people to employ in a lot of roles. In a lot of roles. It's not only one or two different roles. It's a lot of roles that's open. So that causes further delays down the line. That means stuff that needs to be done gets stretched out for a longer period of time before it gets done. And then the third thing that is negatively impacting this country is the fact that the imports are so slow. Really, it's stuff because New Zealand doesn't manufacture a lot of stuff due to the high labor cost. And that's bad on the one side. On the other side, everybody gets a good salary here. But imports take forever.
Yeah, it does.
Imports take forever. I've got a meeting with like-minded business people every Tuesday morning, and I sit down, and one of the people there is a builder. And he says he won't start building a person's house or renovating anything if he hasn't got everything they need back in his store.
Yeah, but that's now because
Or
of
in his
COVID.
shed. It's because, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
this is because of COVID. And this is stuff that is really happening here.
But the thing is also, there's nothing that anyone can do about it. It's just the way that it is at the moment.
It is the way that it is at the moment. But the more we open, the more this will
Yes.
get better.
No,
This will
definitely.
definitely get better.
Definitely.
Let's see. Life for Aucklanders opens tomorrow, and I can get my hair cut today. That's Vanita. She's very happy
wow.
about that.
I think many women are very happy
It was-
about that.
It was actually yesterday. I was
been a
driving
long
to
time.
Quinty to have some tires added to my vehicle there. And as I was going along, you keep losing certain radio stations. So I had to flip between radio stations. Actually, yesterday I listened to stations I've never heard of before. But on many of these stations, they were talking about getting haircuts. So that's a massive problem.
I can just understand. I mean,
Yeah.
the first lockdown was, what was it, a month or something, just a little over
Yeah.
a month, and that was bad for me. And for me, for Auckland, this has been how many months? I don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah.
I think the hairdressers are
And-
fully
and
booked.
Even myself, as a man with hair, I've been 8 years in the police, and I don't know if this was the reason why, but I could never wear long hair. as soon as it touches my ears,
It
it
irritates.
irritates me. It
Mm.
irritates me to the point that I want to have it cut now. And I promise, if I get to that point where I want to have it cut now, I need to get it cut now.
Otherwise, he's so unhappy.
No, I'm really, I just don't know. Don't understand where this comes from, but I can understand if you guys have been, let's say, about 3 months without seeing your hairdresser.
Yeah,
I actually think that the hairdresser for ladies is more like a,
it's like a personal psychologist.
I said that. I mean, you guys just sit there and talk and talk and talk and talk.
It's
So-
an outing. It's a pampering.
Okay, when I go to the salon, cut my hair, get it done.
You see, it's because he irritates you, so you just want
Yeah.
it off. We want to be pampered.
And I sit and listen. I listen to what the ladies talk to about.
Oh, it's
Oh
amazing. That
my goodness! I don't say anything.
you don't
Except that I don't get a chance to talk. I've got a lovely hairdresser, but she can keep the conversation alive.
Yeah.
She can keep the conversation alive. But you got to listen to all of it. I mean, the hairdressers are somebody who can talk behind the leg of a dog.
You have to be a people's person if you want to.
I
be
think
a
if I was
person.
the owner of a radio station, I would look at a hairdresser to do a talk show for me. Because I can talk about anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So what makes you happy? Let's see. Guys, pop a few ideas of what really makes you happy, except the fact that a lot of you are going to get resident visas, which makes me
Maybe
happy.
you should say what are you grateful for?
If you're grateful for it, will make you happy.
It makes you
Yeah,
happy in a sense.
It probably will, yeah. It probably will. All right, in the meantime, let's choose a number. Let's get a random number there. And let's put this in there. I'm going to add that to the stream and let's generate a number. The number is 319. Let me just write this down as well so that I know. Where's a piece of paper? I always write this down. 319.
Yeah.
Is that the legit number? Where's that from?
Wellington.
Wellington, windy Wellington. Wellington at 319. And we go for another number, 360. Is that the legit number?
I think I did that all the.
What is 360?
Yes, it's someone in Tapu.
Ah, 360 Taupu. Taupu getting on the map now this morning. And the last number for this morning is number 125. 125 keeps you alive.
Oh no, man, you know.
I can do that. I can do that. Let's get 125.
Oh, and it's someone in Tauranga.
Tauranga this morning. All right. So we got 2 T's and 1 W. Tauranga and Wellington and Taupu. So number 319 is in Wellington. Number 360 is in Taupu. Number 125 is in Tauranga. I'll post these numbers a bit later and give you, the audience, the chance to choose the winning number. And what we do at about 8 o'clock every morning, I send whoever's number this is, I'll send them a link and say, you are number this and this, and please go and vote for yourself. So that could probably make a few people happy as well this morning. That's another $100 going to Benita saying, I'm voting for Taupu. Okay.
Good.
So Taupu this morning.
Good.
Let's see where we go with that. So, yeah. Sometimes as well, I think people feel that if a certain things happen or certain thing happen in their life, that will only make them happy. Yeah. I was like that with the lotto. So I was like that with the lotto, and I thought if I win the big one, that'll make me really happy. Sadly enough, I'm happy that I haven't won the lotto, so don't ask me.
Normally, people that are not really happy needs stuff to make them happy, and they think that they won't be happy if they don't have this, and then the next thing, and the next thing. It's just
it's always how can I say? It's always an ongoing thing, because if you get the one thing that you thought would make you happy, you probably ain't gonna be happy. Because I thought that big boat will make me happy, but I keeps on breaking. So.
You have to learn to be content and just live.
Yeah. After last week, when the starter motor of the boat broke, happiness was when my mechanic answered the phone and said he could help me.
My word.
That was my
Ah,
defining moment. Mechanics is of short in short supply in New Zealand, and having a boat mechanic, or let me say having a personal boat mechanic, I can brag about that. So, and then old Pete said, "No, it's fine. He'll come around and have a look." So, starter motors out. We hope for the best. I hope we can find one. That's not a problem. But Rita's saying, live a grateful life. It's important.
yeah.
That's very, very important. You've got to wake up in the morning and say to yourself, today's going to be a good day. Point one. Because every day is a good day. If you wake up, it's a good day. I promise you that. If you wake up, it's a good day. And then you can probably got to think about what can you be grateful about today. And sometimes just doing a small thing for a stranger. A small thing. I'm not saying go and give a stranger $1 million or whatever the fact is. Opening the door for somebody who's got their hands full.
And I think
Stuff like
if
that.
you're unhappy, do something small for yourself that makes you
Yeah.
happy. Even if it's just to make yourself a cup of tea and
Yeah.
just go sit outside and listen to the birds. If that's what will make you happy today, just do that. And tomorrow you can maybe add something else.
Yeah.
And something else, and it's a snowball effect. If people see the gratefulness and the happiness in you,
It is.
it rubs
It is.
off on them.
And the other thing is, if you are unhappy, because I do sometimes have not the best of days,
We all do.
and I walk into this house and in my unhappy state, I can see them all changing, and at the end of the day, they're all bloody unhappy with me.
But that's the thing.
That's the thing. So,
Mm.
and if I come in here all smiling and so on, they think I've eaten, I've eaten scallop somewhere.
You normally no, but that's the thing. If your attitude
Yeah.
influences all the people around you, unfortunately.
And it
And
even
it's very-
influences strangers.
Yeah.
Even influences strangers.
And it's nice if you can change someone else's mindset or just the way that they feel, but it's not your responsibility to make someone else happy.
No, I fully agree. It's not your responsibility. But the fact that you
can
radiate,
That's
that sounds so Muhammad Gandhi. What's that guy's name?
But it's true.
Yeah, if you radiate happiness, you influence people around you. That is really so. So, Frankie Rasmus saying happiness is the fiance making stew. I fully agree with you. And realizing there is leftovers for the next day.
That's what actually makes him happy, is the leftovers.
The leftovers.
You know what? Me and Jan, when we are feeling a little bit down or a little bit sad or maybe not having a very good day or a very good week, stew is our
go-to food.
Yeah, we call it our truest course. That's our truest course. So if I see,
so what is truest course for the English people?
Comfort food.
Comfort food.
If I see that he's not having a good week, I'll say tonight I'm making stew.
Yep.
I don't know. It just makes you
I think
feel.
It's the whole thing from
from
the making of the stew to the smells you have the whole time.
Yeah, it's just love in a pot, right?
That's that. And then as Frank would say, the next day, a good stew is actually 2 days old. So, Francine saying, if something makes you unhappy, acknowledge it and then deal with it. Don't ignore it,
because it can get very ugly.
Just go on with your life. Just go on with it. Don't go and stop, and don't let the whole
And you know what is so nice? If you've got someone that you can share that with. So if I'm not feeling happy or there's something that's making me feeling unhappy or sad or whatever, if I can talk to someone, to my friends or whatever, we have got this understanding that we can phone each other any time of the day. So you'll just phone and say, listen, guys, I need your help now. This and this and this happened, and this is how I'm feeling now. And everyone will just, I don't know, I've just got the most wonderful friends. And in 20 minutes, you'll just like, okay, I'm feeling better now. You just have to deal with what's going on at that moment and just see it in perspective.
Because I promise you that your dark day isn't really that dark.
No.
A lot of people
and you know what? Sometimes you kind of just need that day.
Yeah.
I would give myself permission to have a day like that if I'm not feeling
An off day.
myself, an off day. Yeah. So I'll just flippin'.
It's
I
like
won't moan, but I'll just be very quiet that day.
an off day is like
Yeah.
the day you go out of your boat, you struggle to start the boat, your line makes knots, the fish is not biting. That's an off day for me.
No, an off day emotionally. That's what I'm talking about.
Bonita, I've been saying the online immigration system is making me unhappy. I can't
Yeah.
log in. It's been a problem for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's been a problem for a lot of people. But it's that time of the morning. I'll post the numbers 319-360-125. Good luck to Wellington, Tapu, and Tauranga. Whoever is the winner today at around about 12 to 2 will win $100 from me. Okay. Guys and girls, until next week. Next week it's me and Bonita, so tune in. It's going to be fun, like always.
And go do some Christmas shopping.
And be happy, damn it. What's the other thing?
Yes.
Don't worry, be
Go
happy.
do some Christmas shopping. It will make someone very happy.
Yeah, the shop owner. You remember the song? Don't worry, be
Be
happy.
happy.
Okay.
Maybe you should go out with that. Since you are
You
an
think
omroeper today.
you think we're going to get that? Don't worry, be happy, eh?
Yes, if you can spell it.
Ah, man, Google must make everything nice, man. Don't worry, be happy.
There we go.
There we go.
Enjoy your day. and
Enjoy your day,
weekend.
and let's see if we can do this.
There we go.